Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney Marie. If you're new here, welcome, lovely to have you. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my most used palettes of 2019. I really wanted to do a favorites video of my favorite palettes, but I couldn't really narrow it down. And some of the palettes that I was thinking of that I was like, these are my favorite palettes, were palettes that I haven't really used that much, and I was like, well, it's my favorite because of the color story, but I necessarily haven't used it like throughout the whole year. So then I was looking at my collection and I was like, well, what are my most used palettes for the whole year? And I've got some of these palettes are for the beginning of the year and some of them are for the end of the year, but I'm going to talk about all of them and show you the color stories. Surprisingly, they're all neutral, which is very interesting because I consider myself to be quite a colorful person. I wear a lot of color on a daily basis, but when I really narrowed it down to the products that I'm reaching for repeatedly, these are some of my most used palettes of 2019. If you see, I have a little line where my foundation is missing. It's because I've been wearing my glasses, but because they give off this glare, I'm taking them off for the purpose of the video. So if you see that and it annoys you, that's what it is. So the first palette I think is a palette that was probably my favorite palettes of 2018, and that is the Clara Cosmetics Bondi palette. If you've been watching my channel at all for more than like 5 minutes, you would know that this is one of my favorite palettes. I love the Clara palettes in general. I've almost hit pan on this green color here, which I'm very excited about. I love this palette so much. I love the warm tone mattes with a blue shimmer. It really complements my eyes, and every time I wear this palette I get compliments. So I'll do some swatches for you. You can pick Clara Cosmetics up online. They are an Australian brand, but for some reason they are available in the US, and the US gets products before we do. I don't know why, but yeah, there are a few new palettes that you can get in the US that we cannot get here, that I really want. So, you know, if anyone wants to help a girl out and send me some palettes, that'd be fantastic. No, I'm just kidding. I will wait patiently like the rest of Australia. But these are some swatches. They're absolutely beautiful. I love this brand. I literally just picked up another one of these palettes. Currently, I have all of the palettes in this size that you can get in Australia. There are 2 that have been released in the US that we cannot get here. So I do not have those 2, but every other one of these palettes I have. So if you want to see more tutorials using these palettes, let me know. Also, I'm going to be doing a video using this palette, which is the Shanghai palette, but I love these. They're just so worth it. The packaging is always beautiful. They're all named after cities. I really love the color story, and this one is my favorite specifically. So next is the Revolution Jewel Collection Gilded. Now, I don't remember buying this. I think it actually came in a Glam Reader mystery box earlier in the year, like one of the first mystery boxes they did. But as you can see, I've particularly really loved on this golden color here. I love the metallics in this palette. They are one of the most intense metallic formulas that I've ever tried, especially from such an affordable brand. They're really, really impressive. They're really buttery. The mattes in here are beautiful as well. They're nice and warm toned. They are beautiful. They do take a little bit of building, like it's not intense pigmentation straight off the bat. If you can see there, it's not like intensely pigmented, but it is pigmented enough in terms of like neutral looks that you're gonna do with this. So I have almost hit pan on this gold shade, which I'm really excited about because I've never hit pan on anything. But yeah, I've absolutely been loving this palette. I've worn it a lot. I love doing a gold neutral eye, and I usually wear that to work. So that's why I particularly like that palette. Next is a extremely similar color story. This is the Morphe 15N palette. Again, I have particularly abused this gold color here. It is a beautiful tone, and I love doing a warm tone eye with these particular colors. That is basically my look. So I haven't really dived in to really much else in this palette. I mainly use this color and a little bit of this color sometimes. So I haven't really dived into the purple shades in here, but the neutral warm tones in here are something that I literally cannot put down when I don't know what look to do. I reach for this palette and I use these 4 colors to do a beautiful gold neutral eye. Something a little bit more cool tone is the Sultry palette from ABH. Again, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you would know since this came out at Christmas time last year, I have really been loving it. So again, with this palette, it's very one note for me. It doesn't mean that the palette's one note, but for me, I like to do a cool tone smoky eye. So I go in with Fresh, I go in with Birch, I go in with Slate, Twig, Dystopian, and this Cyborg color on the lid, and Pearl to highlight my inner corner. This Cyborg color is the most beautiful sort of taupey silver out there. It is stunning. The mattes in here are absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I love the shade Bloom as well. I don't really reach for Bloom. Usually when I pick up the Sultry palette, it is to do that sort of cool tone, silvery, smoky eye. And it looks amazing. It's beautiful. And to be honest, if I'm being 100% honest, I could see myself reaching for this on my wedding day and doing a cool tone, smoky eye with a red lip. Which is very different for me because I usually always go with a warm tone gold eye and like nothing on the lips, like a lip balm. But this palette looks so beautiful with a cool tone gold, a cool tone silver look, and a red lip. So the next palette is one that's newer to my collection. I've had it for a few months. This is the Mellow Cosmetics Sonopia palette. This wasn't that expensive. I think it was maybe $30, maybe $40. I can't quite remember. It wasn't expensive, but this has some of the nicest metallic shades I've ever seen in my life. And if you've noticed a common theme, I love a good metallic. I'm all about the sparkle. I love the sparkle because usually what I do is mattes are nice and I like the experience of blending them, but I have hooded eyes, so I cut most of what I do out and put a shimmer all over the lid. So I prefer the sparkle. It's sparkle all the way. The mattes are really nice as well in this palette. And you can do a lot with this. You can do a more burgundy look, you can do a neutral sort of champagne look, you can do your typical bronze, and you've got a pop of blue. So I really like this palette. I think even though it is neutral, it's really versatile and the formula is really impeccable for the price. Another palette that you guys have heard me talk about a lot is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. This is a neutral palette. It's got some really nice pops of color. I literally do the same look every time I reach for this. And that is, I do use these mattes and I use Rich Girl and Drippin' Diamonds. I put Rich Girl all over my lid. It is again a beautiful taupey cool tone color, and I use Drippin' Diamonds to highlight my inner corner because it is the most intense silver I've ever seen in my life. It's beautiful. That with some nice black eyeliner is amazing, and again a red lip. It's beautiful. I again definitely could see myself reaching for this on my wedding day. Like, it's a long time away, but you know, just starting to think about like what kind of look I want to do. Definitely could see myself reaching for this because it's beautiful. It's literally effortless. You've got 4 mattes, they're right here. No thought needs to go into what I'm gonna do. So yeah, also I know like I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but if you guys do want me to do tutorials with bridal looks, it doesn't necessarily have to be the type of bridal look I'm going to do because everyone is different. But yeah, my wedding is going to happen. I am engaged, if you didn't know. I'm getting married, I'm wedding planning, I'm doing all that good fun stuff. So I'm happy to do more bridal looks, more soft looks, and then also do some test looks for what I want to do for my wedding day. Also, I have no idea what to do with my hair because I literally do nothing with my hair. I'm terrible at it. I either straighten it or I have naturally curly hair, so I put it in a ponytail, put mousse in it, and that's it. Today it's in like a little half up do. It's literally what I wore to work last night, and I slept in this hair and then I got up and now it's just like this. So I don't do much with my hair, so that is something I'll have to practice. Maybe I can buy a curling iron and practice curling my hair and stuff like that. But anyway, moving on to the final 2 palettes. Technically they're not palettes. These are depotted Colourpop shadows. Now I depotted these 2, 3 months ago, maybe. I've had them depotted for a while, maybe 3 months, maybe more. And ever since then, I've not put them down. I created 2 perfect color stories. I created my perfect warm tone palette with all the mattes and all the shimmers I could possibly want. These shimmers are just divine. They are buttery, amazing, beautiful. That's Too Faced, that's Colourpop, like they're right there on the same level. The mattes in here as well are beautiful, like really intensely pigmented. The colors in this palette, in case you were curious, they're from a bunch of different things. We've got some Colourpop Yes Please in here. We've got some Dream Street. We've got some I Think I Love You. We have the 2017 Holiday palette. There's a bunch of different products in here, but I do believe most of the Colourpop shadows you can buy similar ones in singles. So this is my perfect warm tone palette, and then I have my perfect cool tone palette, which looks like this. So again, we have just some purpley colors, some cool tone colors. The shimmers in here, equally as beautiful. Really stunning, and the mattes in here as well. Obviously purples are a little bit harder to formulate, so they're a little bit more on the buildable side, but still quite pigmented. So yeah, that is all of my most used palettes for 2019. I have really been loving these, and everything else is just a staple. You know, like I've used this more than just this year. I've used the Sultry more than just this year, the Bondi more than just this year. So it is a little bit of repeating myself for those who tune into these kind of videos every year. But the products that do get swapped out for new things, and the products that stay year after year, it's just a true testament to how good that product is. So I actually feel really inspired by this video. I've always got colourful eyeshadow on, but for some reason my most used palettes are the things I'm wearing to work every day, and those are my neutral palettes. So I'm really inspired. Like, gold eyeshadow can be exciting. Neutrals can be exciting. We don't have to go for the colourful things all the time. This is beautiful, but a gold shadow, a silver shadow, a smoky eye, those are the timeless looks that are never going to go out of fashion, that are always going to be simplistic and beautiful and glamorous. And those clearly I like a lot because my most used palettes are all neutral except for one that's kind of blue and one that's kind of cool toned. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more videos like this where I talk about my most used from different categories or my favorites or whatever, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!